Hello, my name is Michelle, and I'm here to answer questions about being a parent to a child with nonverbal learning disorder. The first question: when did you first suspect something was different about your child? We didn't really suspect that there was anything different about our son until maybe then to grade 2, but definitely then to grade 3. We just thought he was, energetic, very curious, and, he's very friendly, and we didn't see anything wrong with that. Question number 2. How old was your child when he or she was first diagnosed with nonverbal learning disorder, and how did I feel as a parent? Well, our son was diagnosed with nonverbal learning disorder in grade 4 when he was 9 years old. At the time, as a parent, we felt very relieved. We knew something was happening, that he was having challenges, and we just didn't know how to help him. So when we received the testing and he had nonverbal learning disorder, the doctors gave us a very comprehensive report on, what his challenges were, what his strengths were, and they also gave us recommendations on how we could help our son. Question number 3, was there ever a misdiagnosis? Well, we had, some doctors wanted to diagnose him with ADHD, also oppositional defiant disorder. I'm not sure if I have the name of that one right, but we didn't feel that either of those fit our son. We'd read up on them. There's maybe some aspects that fit, but it didn't feel like our son, and we felt we had to keep going, because we really needed to help him. Question number 4, what type of accommodations around the house did you have to make? Well, when he was diagnosed, we really didn't have to make accommodations at our home. I think it just kind of came naturally over the years. He liked to read his book in a certain room that was, quiet and darker. He made forts for himself in his closet, to get away from everything. And he always liked a lot of structure and routine, around meals or bedtime or getting ready for the day. And we always just went with that. Question number 5. Did you get other members of the family to understand nonverbal learning disorder? If yes, how so? If not, why? Yes, we have gotten other family members to understand nonverbal learning disorder. Some have asked us a lot of questions, and they're very open, to what we have to say. Others have read, books we've recommended, and, so they do have an understanding of the nonverbal learning disorder. Some family members don't really understand, and it's kind of hard for them because we don't see them all the time. And when we do see them, it's in a very fun and relaxed setting. We're together for Christmas or Easter or vacation, and we're all together just having fun. And a lot of the challenges that might arise elsewhere don't show up in this environment. Because, our son feels so safe around all of his family members. So it's really hard for them to understand that, our son has challenges. Question number 6. What educational accommodations were made? What was your experience with that? Well, starting 3 years ago, our son, we had to have him move to a classroom of his own. Up until, into grade 4, he was attending a regular class, but a lot of behaviors arose in grade 4. And, with that, it was, very hard to get him to concentrate and to focus. And so he had to be in a classroom by himself. Since grade 3, he's only been going to school in the mornings. This year we're hoping that will lengthen somewhat. But, the classroom we had him in, it was, one-to-one instruction, chalkboards on 2 walls, those small trampolines. He had one in his classroom, exercise bike, a tent with, weighted blankets inside, bookshelf with, some games and some books, and, even so much as, food always at the ready, the crunch of popcorn, or, being able to have like really cold, ice cold water. So like there's refrigerators in his classroom. Or, something really salty, because sometimes it seems like with different foods that can get him to focus more. But, this year he's come a long way. He still has a room to himself. It's not a full classroom, but it's set up with a computer, a chalkboard. He still has a refrigerator. He has a love seat in there, and he has a nice comfy swivel chair and a desk to work at. But he's been working really hard. And now, instead of him having to learn in his own classroom, he goes up for about an hour and a half in the mornings with his own class, with all the other students. And then he has this room, if he needs it, to, relax or to collect himself. It's his really safe place. And so with that, we're seeing, a lot of progress. And his ultimate goal is to attend school full-time in a classroom with all the other students. And he's working really hard at that. And we take it little steps at a time. And, he's going to make it. It's just going to take a while. And what is our experience with that? Well, it is as a parent, it's very exhausting. We constantly have to advocate for our son. It's hard sometimes for teachers and principals, to see why these accommodations would have to be made for a child. But, once they can see, the challenges he does have and how he can learn given the right tools and the right environment, it's just, we constantly, have to have meetings and meet with people and, educate them about our son. And, I'm happy to do it, but it is very, very, very exhausting. Number 7, how do you help your child understand the nonverbal learning disorder? Well, when my son was diagnosed, the testing, there was a lot of testing done on him. We had to take him to a lot of doctors. He wanted to know why he had to do this, what was going on. And we promised him that as soon as we knew what was going on, we would let him know. We told him we wanted to help him, and there's some things we needed to understand. And that's why we had to see all these people, and he had to do all these tests. And fortunately, there wasn't a huge lag time between the testing and the results. So, when we found out what was going on, we informed him. And, we let him know, we confirmed, yes, these are your strengths. And, you have challenges in these areas, and this is why, there's a reason. And there's other people that are like you. And so as a family, what we really do is, we just don't focus on our older son. We focus on everyone we know, and, including me and his dad. We point out that no matter what, everybody has challenges of some sort. Everyone, not just him, everybody. But also, everybody also has what we like to call hidden talents. And in our son's case, some of his hidden talents are he has a phenomenal memory. And, he's very kind. And he has a high ability to learn. And, we like to let him know, too, that you do have challenges, yes, but you also have all these incredible strengths, too. What advice would you give to other parents about dealing with nonverbal learning disorder? I'd really say you have to advocate for your children. After all, they're just children, and they need someone to stand up for them. and to help educate other people, to try to make it easier for them. And I'd also encourage parents to, belong to a parent support group. I haven't found one yet for nonverbal learning disorder, but I've belonged to other support groups, and I just find it very, very supportive to to be able to talk to parents that might have similar challenges, because sometimes it's hard to talk to my friends, because my a challenging day in our family probably looks a lot different than in their family, and it's really hard for them to understand some of the challenges. I've gone on the internet. Educate yourself, read books. Go on Facebook. I belong to a couple different Facebook pages, and I find them very informative. People with nonverbal learning disorder are more than happy to answer my questions or my son's questions, and that helps him as well, because he can see that he's struggling really hard right now. But if he works hard, he sees examples of people with nonverbal learning disorder that have full and productive lives. So I think that's important for me as a parent, and also important for my child. I'd also say to parents, love your child for who they are. I don't want to change my son. I think he's wonderful. I just want to help him with his challenges. And I think I've answered all the questions, so that's a cut. Bye. Okay.